Essay function. So today I'm going to discuss with the concept called interfaces in Java. What is an interface? So interface is a fully abstract class which includes a group of abstract methods. That means abstract method in the sense methods without any body. Okay. So we use the interface keyword to create an interface in Java. So we can say this interface is like a blueprint of a class. So interface is a very abstract class, and we can say that interface is a blueprint of a class. So an interface is a specification of method prototypes. So we can also say like it is a specification of method prototype. So this interface in Java is a mechanism to achieve the abstraction. So that's why we are saying that there can be only abstract methods in Java interface, but not the method body. Okay. It is used to achieve abstraction and also multiple inheritance in Java. So this is we can say this Java interface also represents a least-K relationship. So which is just initiated just like an abstract class. We cannot create an object to an interface, and also we can create a reference variable to an interface. So why we use the Java interface? So there are mainly three reasons to use this interface. Okay, first one is it is used to achieve abstraction. So as I told you that interface is nothing but a set of or else a group of abstract methods. To achieve that abstraction, we are making use of this Java interface. So by this interface, we can also support the functionality of multiple inheritance. That means we can inherit the properties of other interfaces also. So it can be used to achieve loose coupling also. Okay, so these are the main advantages or this is the three reasons why we are using this Java interface. So again, if I specify the definition of this interface in this sense, so an interface is a blueprint of a class. So it is consisting of static constants and abstract methods. Next, so if you want to maintain that means if you want to represent an interface in the sense, we have to make use of the keyword called interface before the interface name. So most probably the data members that has been specified in this interface is public, static, and final. So here we are going to represent this interface with interface called printable. This is the name of the interface, and here it has been represented with the method called void print. And also here I'm specifying a variable called int minimum with the value of 5. So if we want to compile this program, so we just want to save this like printable.java. And once it got compiled, so it will be converted into a class file, so which is stated like that, means even though we haven't represented the data member as a type, so by default it will be treating like public static final. So whatever the variable, that is the data member, it has been specified in the interface, so it will be treated like public static final in the class file. Okay. And by default, whatever the abstract class we have defined, it is a public one again. Next, coming across with the understanding relationship between classes and interface. So as we are making use of this interface for inheriting the properties of the previous interface or else class. So okay, so that means we are saying that it is possible with the multiple inheritance. So here we are going to specify how the relationship in between a class and an interface. So firstly, coming across in between two classes. So if we want to inherit the properties of a parent class to a child class in this sense, then we need to make use of the extends keyword. In other case, if we want to inherit the properties of an interface to a class in this sense, then we have to make use of the keyword called implements. So if you observe over here, so if the interface wants to inherit the properties of a parent interface in the sense, again we are making use of the keyword called extends. So this is how we are varying the usage of keywords, extends and implements in between a class and interface. Okay. If it is a class and in between class and class in the sense, we are specifying it as an extend. And if it is in between class and interface in the sense, then we are making use of the keyword implements. If it is in between interface and interface in the sense, then we are making use of the keyword called extends. Next, coming with general form of creation of interface, how we are going to create an interface. So however we are creating a class, in the same way we are going to specify the interface keyword followed by the interface name. So this is completely optional to extend the other interface. So if you want to inherit the properties of another interface, then only we will be making use of this extends other interface. Otherwise, we won't use. It is a completely optional. So after defining this interface followed by interface name, then we have to declare the variables. So the variable declarations has to be done. Then we need to specify the abstract method declaration also without any method body. So we are just representing the abstract methods only. So if you want to implement an interface, okay, so when we are going to implement an interface, whenever a class wants to inherit the properties of an interface, so then we are trying to make use of this implements. Okay. See, if you observe over here, it has been represented like class followed by class name, then implements followed by the interface name. Then again, we are going to define this complete class. So if you want to create a general interface in the sense, we need to represent interface followed by an interface name. Okay. So within that interface, we need to declare the variables and also the abstract methods without body. Whatever the specifications we have represented over here, for these methods, we can write the body in the class. So for writing that methods, body of that methods in the class, we need to inherit the properties of an interface. So that's why we are using implements over here. Class, class name, implements and interface. So whatever the abstract methods we have specified here, we can define it in the class. So this is a best example for this Java interface. So in this example, here printable is nothing but the only, so this is the name of the interface. So in this interface, I have specified only the abstract method called print. So only the abstract method. Even I haven't represented the variable declarations also. And whatever this interface I have defined over here, I'm just trying to implement that interface in a class called A6. So it is, that means the class A6 is trying to inherit the properties of an interface called printable. So here I'm defining a method called print, and then I'm going to represent the body of the print abstract method here. So I just want to print the statement called hello. Okay. For this one, I'm going to create an object called obj, and now I'm just trying to print that elements. So if we try to execute this program, so we will be getting the output called hello. So for this void print method, for this void print abstract method, here we have written the body and we are trying to print the statement in the class. So how we are extracting this print method in the sense, which has been already mentioned in the interface, and that interface we are trying to implement in the class. That means the class is trying to inherit the properties of an interface over here. So this is about the Java interface example. So in the next class, we are going to discuss about the nested interface and the remaining concepts. Thank you.